a drag. I'll have to explain what's happening. I had to run outside real fast because, um, man, I'm so sorry. Everything's going, I guess, probably as so I did a restart without the update. It came back, and so I had to relaunch everything. In doing so, when I went to set up the YouTube live stream, um, so it appears that and somebody has been going back through all the old poppycock reports, so especially the ones specifically where we were talking about the thing. And despite the major sea change in what people get to talk about now, I guess that the rules are still in place, and so they went back to like 3 years ago, uh, and um, and struck that with a community guideline strike. So that's two. Um, that I guess matters less than the fact that I couldn't upload, I couldn't live stream. So the only way I could live stream is mobile. So this is I can't do noodles. I can't do any of the regular streams. I'm so sorry. Uh, Everything it seems is not going to plan. What am I, Russian? um, but rather than just give up, right? Um, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give in. But I had everything set up in there to do it, and I can't do it mobile, and that's just the way it is. But I think that you can see how just discouraging and disheartening all this stuff is. And I know I'm not the only one, and I'm not trying to make a poor me video. I hate those, right? Whether it's me or anybody else. Mostly I give you updates on the health stuff just to let people know because they ask, right? And I just continue to ask for prayer. What I usually get is advice, and what I really want is prayer. There's that. But it's been a very difficult couple of weeks, and again, I won't go into it because I don't want to complain. But the thing is, I know that I'm not the only one, right? And I've gotten to a place where it's now so disheartening, and sometimes I just don't even know. Like every day, right? The burden is heavier to bear, and I feel increasingly now. Well, I mean, okay, so I got let go, and then here's another little twist. Is today I got an email from like 10 years. Or something. So I regularly get, usually in my spam folder, look at this job ads, blah, blah, whatever, and I have not had any interest in it. And but I saw one today, and I thought, wow, it looks different. It's not one of the typical form ones I get, and I didn't recognize the email address, and it was directed to me. I guess somebody put my name in the hat without me doing it, for a project manager technology job in California. Pays well. And then I just thought, well, that's interesting. And then they called and left a message. They're like aggressively trying to get a hold of me. And so I think I have to pray it through, because I don't think I'm supposed to reconnect right to the B system like that. Unless it's just a very special deal. I'm just going to check with Dad. I don't want to put anything past him. But it seems like a weird time for that to happen. And so I haven't called him back yet. I will call her tomorrow. Thank her for the call. And I looked at the job posting, and it's sort of in my neck of the woods, and again, it pays well. And we sure could use the money, but like, at what cost, right? The whole thing is at what cost? Like, I'm not. That's why I left the corporate world. Just I don't want to lose my soul, right? I still have, just despite the physical limitations that I currently have because of the neuropathy and all the other neurological crap that, still, I have now upcoming appointments. So we're starting to get the ball moving, but it's going so slowly. And Anyway, point being that it's just a curveball right in the middle of everything, right? It's like, what? Oh dear, what do I do with that? And I know, that my lovely bride would probably want me to at least follow up with him, right? So I'm going to call, right, for the sake of security. But I think I probably could. In fact, I'm quite sure I could just get Social Security disability because of the condition. Because I lost my job because of it, and clearly I can demonstrate that there's a problem, and I have all the medical records, right? And even without the later seizures, which is far worse than the mild encephalomyelitis, ME does qualify, right, on its own. So I've got two separate but maybe competing conditions that again I can probably get. And I don't know what to do, right? It's all so confusing. I thought I had, a plan, and then all that changes, right? So Dad shows up and all that changes. And again, I keep having to try to convince people that even in the midst of this, I think Dad's in the middle of it. I don't want to suffer, right? But I think he's doing something, right? And then when people keep, trying to say, oh, you're not doing this or you're not doing that right, or even the best ones are, that, oh, you have some secret sin, right, that you have to repent for. And it's like, man, what? Don't you think that's the first place I would have gone? Like, that's the first place I would go. If I, every time bad things happen, the first place I go is on my knees to Dad. So that's going to be the first place I go, right? I mean, I don't know. So I can only assume that they don't have that kind of relationship, right? And the only guidance they feel they have is words in a book, right? That's subject to interpretation rather than, inspired words, sure, but they still, right? It still even says in there that the Spirit will guide you into all truth, right? So, and even Jesus asked one of the people who were, asked him questions about the law, because they did that frequently. And what was his response? He says, what does this say in the law, and how do you read it, right? So he very clearly confirms that there's going to be some interpretation there, right? And he also makes it very clear, right, that we should not, right, that's not our place to judge the job, right, or the mission of another, right, because that's between the servant and his master. If you're a servant and not the master, do your job. It's not that hard. Anyway, man, I'm rambling. It has been just a total drag. So if you've just joined us, I'll come back and let you know why I'm doing the live stream this way. There's no noodles. I logged in tonight to set everything up. I had a forced restart when I did it. Came back into YouTube, and very clearly, because I just got that other strike cleared, right? So somebody went back, and they're very specifically going back through and selecting those things so they can. It's malicious, right? I mean, I'm not being paranoid. It's clear because the one from today, it's not even listed, right? Like it's not even listed because I took a whole bunch of them and unlisted them. So you can't get there unless you have the link. So just saying, somebody, knew the link, they know where to go. That's all. That's all. Anyway, so it's a full-on community guideline strike. No upload, or I can only live stream mobile. I can't do it from the studio. So no noodles. We'll just have to do the best we can to get together, and I'll try to figure out some other thing. Maybe I'll just stream to another platform, right? Facebook, we'll do that. Too discombobulated and frazzled to do it right now, but we'll just have to do it that way. Anyway, so let's do this. What are we at? What time is it? Pushing like 8 o'clock or something like that. Maybe I'll try, set up and do a later, just noodle stream, right? Because it's cathartic for me, and it's just a way to get it out. I mean, I can do it to myself, but people often ask for it, and I would feel, I think, guilty if I didn't share it with them, because that's what they asked for, and I'm just trying to help. Anyway, it's all confused, and the worst part is, like, every day when I wake up, because of the lack of memory retention, right? It's just so hard. Like, every time I get up, every time I sleep, I wake up and I have to, like, relearn all the things about my life, right? It was like in the first 4 or 5 years after losing Jim, I would frequently, right, think of him, go, oh, I need to call him and tell him, oh, yeah, I can't, right? And the grief was just overwhelming because you not only, are confronted again, all new with the loss, but then you feel bad because you're such a bad friend that you forgot. It's not how it is, but you can't help but feeling guilty. Same kind of thing, right? We write ourselves pretty hard. I have been today about things left undone, right? As the vultures begin to circle, right? And I feel as though I'm, actively on the way out, which is a very sobering situation. So naturally, right, you pause to reflect. And I have been. Sorry. Ah, this is so hard. Just pray, right? Just pray. That's all I think we can do right now. Pray hard, because everyone's so under attack. So many people, right? I feel badly even asking for prayers for me, right? See somebody other. Fuck! I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, it's a disaster. This is my life. Pray hard, right? Because that's the only thing that's going to work. It's the only thing that's going to work. Thank you. I'll see you soon.